Do you believe it now, Trinity?
Morpheus. The Oracle. She told me
She told you exactly what you needed to hear. That's all. Neo, sooner or later you're going to realize, just as I did, there's a difference between knowing the path and walking the path.
Hey guys, it's Pastor Rod. Happy Tuesday morning. Every so often a clip out of a movie just catches me in a certain way, and the clip I just played for you that I opened this up with was out of the 1999 movie The Matrix by the Warner Brothers. And in this scene, what's happened is Morpheus has shared with his young protege Neo that there is a difference between knowing the path and walking the path. When he said that, so many things came up in my mind. In the book of James, chapter 2, verse 19, James says this: "You say you have faith, for you believe that there is one God. Good for you. Even the demons believe this, and they tremble in terror." Sometimes I think people forget it's not enough just to believe. You have to live out the lifestyle. See, the demons aren't atheists. They believe in God. They believe in Jesus. They've met him. They know him. They've dealt with him. They believe in him. But they're not going to heaven. Just believing in him simply isn't enough. There is a difference between knowing the path and walking the path. In Matthew chapter 7, Jesus said this. He said, "You can enter God's kingdom only through the narrow gate. The highway to hell is broad, and the gate is wide for the many who choose that way. But the gate to life is very narrow, and the road is difficult, and only a few ever find it." This also has borne out truth in my life. I've known many people who want to live the Christian life on the wide path, the broad path. But in the end, that path always leads them into religion, or it leads them into something they weren't expecting. It is the narrow path that leads to life. It always has been the narrow path. And you can find the narrow path, but you still have to walk the narrow path. Later in that same chapter, Jesus says this. He says, "Not everyone who calls out to me, 'Lord, Lord,' will enter the kingdom of heaven. Only those who actually do the will of my Father in heaven will enter." Friends, I hope you understand. Knowing the path is not enough. You have to walk the path. You have to live the life. Many people want to be Christians, but they don't want to be Christians enough to actually lay down their lives for their brothers. They don't want to be Christians enough to take up their cross daily. This is the nature of what a disciple is, and this is what it means to walk the narrow path. This is what it means to walk the life of a disciple. Jesus was very clear. He said, "In this world you will have trouble, but behold, I have overcome the world." See, in this, the understanding is relatively clear. This isn't going to be simple. It isn't going to be just a free pass. But he's overcome the world, and he'll take you through if you let him. One of the things I often like to challenge fellow believers with is this: if God chooses to take you home the same way he took his son home, are you still in? Do you still want to be a Christian? Are you still up for this? I think most people think, well, my God would never do that. My God would never allow anything like that to happen. And yet I tell you, remember, the gate is narrow, and those who find it are few. Today, I hope you'll be encouraged with the fact that regardless of what you see around you, God is never out of control. In the hour when his son hung on a cross, God was not wondering, how did this happen? How are we going to make this right? It was all part of his plan. It was part of his perfect plan. His son had fallen into obedience, and in so doing had saved the world. Friends, today I encourage you to examine your life, examine your Christian life. Are you just walking on a wide path, or have you really committed to following him in the way he's asked you to follow him? Laying down your life, taking up your cross daily, and being a disciple. Have a good week and tell somebody about Jesus.